This video is about interactivity, creating an interactive PDF. And I'm assuming that you've looked at the other two videos where I set up the portfolio file and I created a table of contents. If you haven't seen those videos, go back and watch those first, and this will make more sense. So here is my InDesign file. I'm going to show you how to create 3 different interactive elements in this InDesign file. The first one, we're going to add interactivity to the table of contents. The second one, we're going to add a back button to these pages so that we can, when we click on something in the table of contents and we go to a page, we can then hit the back button and return to the table of contents. And for the third one, I'm going to show you how to create a hyperlink to a video. If you have something on YouTube or Vimeo that you want people to look at, this will be the way that you do it. All right, so let's get started. This is my table of contents that I created in the previous video. Now, when I created this table of contents, let me just show you. If I go to this is a review, right? Do you see down here this button? So the default is that this is on. So when you created your table of contents, you've already created a PDF bookmark. So let me just show you. Now I updated the table of contents. Now when I created the table of contents last time, I changed the leading and I added the leader dots in the tab. So I made myself a paragraph style for that so that I could, if I wanted to update the table of contents, I'm going to click on the paragraph style, and there's my leading back, and there's my tab back, and there's my leader dots back. Because when I created this table of contents, this button was pressed. Watch what happens. This is how you do it. You go to File, Presets. Don't go to Export. File, Presets. So I'll do smallest file size just for now. And I'll hit Save. I had done one previously. This is important. You got to click this button on. Include the bookmarks and the hyperlinks. You have to tell it that you want to create an interactive PDF. And I make sure this button is on because I want to look at the PDF. So I hit Export. Yeah, don't worry about that. So here's my portfolio. And if I go to this page, watch what happens when I mouse over the table of contents. You see that it turns into a grabber hand, a button hand. And so if I hit this 3 drop caps, I go to the 3 drop caps page. Well, that's easy. So you created an interactive PDF probably without knowing it if you've already created the table of contents. But the problem is, so here I am at this page, I'm the viewer. I want to go back to the table of contents rather than have to scroll all the way up through the document. It would be nice if I had a back button. So let's make a back button. I'll go here to this page. And I think I'm going to copy and paste a little bit of this type. I want everything to kind of go together. So I'm going to say return to TOC. Now, I could make this look like a button if I wanted to. I could, for example, give it a rule. I could come up to Object and over here to Corner Options and round off the corners. I could go to Text Frame Options and Vertical Justification and center the type in the box. And then I could come up to my type and center it horizontally. You can do whatever you want. It could just say return to table of contents, or I could lean in with my mad InDesign skills, which you all possess, and I could turn it into a button. You know what, I think I'll take the rule away. Whatever you want to do. So here's what I'm going to do with this button. I'm going to click on it. I'm going to go to Window. I'm going to go to Interactive. And I'm going to go to Hyperlinks. This is the Hyperlinks window. And I'm going to come up here and I'm going to say New Hyperlink. And it's going to say, what do you want to link to? You can link to an existing web page. You could link to a file. You could do an email form that pops up if you want somebody to have access to your email. You can do text anchors. I'm going to do a page. All right. Now the table of contents is page 2 in the document. So I'm going to say go to page 2. And I'm not going to change the appearance. You could add a box here if you wanted to. You can play with this stuff if you want to. I'm going to keep it simple and just hit OK. Now, do you see the dotted line? That's InDesign saying, hey, Chris, that's a hyperlink. And if you look at the hyperlink window, you can see this is the button. Now, I want this button on every page. A couple of ways I can do it. I can copy it, and I can say paste in place, because I want it in exactly the same place on every page. I could add it to my parent pages. If you're comfortable with parent pages, you could put it on the parent pages. Just be aware that if you do that, it's going to end up also on the table of contents page. You'll need to delete it from the table of contents page. But I want this button on every single page. I think I'll go the long way around and just paste in place. Okay. So now when I make the PDF, File, Adobe PDF Presets, smallest file size, I'll overwrite the old one. And again, I'm going to make sure these buttons are clicked. Export. No, that's the old one. Let me go get the new one. I'll do it again. Smallest file size. I still have the old PDF open. I should have closed it. Include the bookmark, include the hyperlinks, view the PDF after exporting, open it up. So here it is. Return to the TOC. And again, because I told it to include the hyperlinks, you can see it change from an arrow to a hand. And I click and I'm back here. Now, that's all very well. If I go back to my InDesign file, before I go any further, there's nothing in here to indicate to the viewer that they can click on any of this. So I'm going to add a note that says, click on any project to view. Just so that people understand that this is an interactive PDF, right? Okay, so now we have an interactive table of contents, and we have interactivity on the pages to take people back to the table of contents. Let's assume that you have a video and you want people to see the video, and you're not going to include the video in the PDF. It's not everybody's computer will be able to play it. You're going to end up with a huge file. So we're going to do something called linking out. And so what I'm going to do, here's a video that I created a couple of years ago. And here's the name of the video, press play. So again, I'm going to make a cue for the reader. I'm going to say, click here to view the video. And you could make a button. You could make this as big or as small as you liked. All right, I'm going to just, I'll make it, because I want people to see it. And again, I'll go to Window, Interactive, Hyperlinks. Now, this video is on YouTube. So I'm going to go to the YouTube page. This is the page that I uploaded this on YouTube. This is the little video. It's a little mouse, and she's doing a little ballet dance. This was for a competition I entered, stop motion. I'm going to come down here and hit the share button. And when I do that, these are all the ways you can share things. I want this hyperlink. I want this URL. So I'm going to say copy the URL. And it's in my clipboard now. So I'm going to grab this type. And again, I'm going to say new hyperlink. It's to a URL. And it's going to say to me, well, what do you want? And so I'm going to paste in the hyperlink, the HTTPS YouTube. I'm going to hit OK. And you can see it's right here. So now I'm going to make it the PDF again. Smallest file size. Save. I'll overwrite the old one. going to make sure this is clicked on. I'm going to hit export. So now I have an interactive table of contents. I have a back button that takes me back. And if I click here, look at that. It takes me to the YouTube page and it starts to autoplay my video. So those are 3 ways to add interactivity to the file. I'm just scratching the surface of interactivity. If you decide that you want to add more or different kinds of interactivity, by all means, reach out to me on Slack. You could, for example, create a final page in your video that says, thank you for viewing my portfolio. And you could add your email address and make it into a clickable link. And so that when they click on the link, the email form pops up, right? So they can write back to you and say, you're hired, come and work for us. Lots and lots of opportunities for interactivity in InDesign. This is just scratching the surface. Okay.